Now here's the thing, I am far more likely to be arrested, have my door kicked in, dragged off, jailed, and lose my freedom. I could spend time in prison for merely now just criticising the authorities or the establishment's handling of the Manchester Airport incident compared to how the agitators of that incident are being treated right now. They're on the streets, they're on bail. Now, of course, in the beginning, we were led to believe that the two men were the victims here. They were accosted by the police, they were manhandled, a fight ensued, and one of them, as he lay prone on the floor, had his head kicked in by one of the coppers. And that's what everyone focused on, the mainstream media, everyone. Nobody gave a rat's arse about the female copper stood there, blood streaming down her face after her nose getting broken by one of them. They were then represented by a slimy, dodgy-looking lawyer who did his ambulance-chasing routine and just completely blew that whole event or situation out of proportion in order to make money for both him and the two lads. There were massive cries of victimhood coming from a certain quarter. The mainstream media, the biased legacy media, pushed this agenda. The male copper who kicked the lad in the head, he was immediately suspended from duties. There were accusations of institutionalised racism at Greater Manchester Police. And then the other video came out, what happened prior to what we were shown. And it shows these two lads going hell for leather, ferociously attacking these coppers, and it's pretty brutal. And then the Manchester Mayor, Andy Burnham, comes out and says, well, there's actually 3 incidents that led to this involving these guys. And then, of course, the family of these 2 thugs, they sacked that lawyer, and everything's gone a bit quiet, and yet they're walking the streets after doing all that. Now, I know for a fact, if that was you and me attacking the police in such a fashion, breaking a female police officer's nose, we would be on remand. We'd be sharing a cell somewhere. Or knowing my luck, I'd be sharing a cell with Alex Belfield. Now, it's this incident, along with the murder of the 3 girls in Southport, plus the police running away from the riot instigated by the police and social services taking kids away from a Roma family that sparked off the recent riots. And you know, after reading the police's latest statement regarding that Manchester Airport incident, I think they're going to get away with it. I mean, after all, they're out on bail. They assaulted these coppers, these armed coppers. They're lucky to be alive. And they're out on bail. Meanwhile, people who posted stuff on social media and memes, they're in prison. And this is why people are rightly complaining about 2-tier policing. Well, not just 2-tier policing, 2-tier tweeting. Labour MP Jess Phillips has just apologised after she quite literally excused the behaviour of masked far left-wing extremist activists who forced a live television broadcast off the air during the riots. Now what she did was she posted on her social media account or on X that counter-protesters had gone to a location because they had been told that so-called far-right protesters were due to turn up. Now Jess Phillips has blamed it on misinformation, which I can only assume she had that misinformation from the leader of Hope Not Hate, another far left-wing extremist group, which he posted on their website and on X. Now this guy, Nick Lowes, he also said that Muslim women were being attacked by men in cars. Now the police confirmed this was false. Now these 2 people posting misinformation like this, which resulted in lefty rioters turning up and doing their rioting thing, they're not going to get touched. It's okay though, because she's apologised. Not the rest of us though. Try telling that to the people currently in custody and even in jail for posting stuff on Facebook, and they're not allowed to apologise for it. Because what these 2 people did, Nick Lowes and Jess Phillips, it resulted in attacks and disorder from Antifa and the Muslim Defence League. And this is happening all over the place. And yet, you don't see the police knocking on their doors to drag them away, do you? I wonder why. So anyway, back to the Manchester Airport incident. Now, the Greater Manchester Police said in a statement, and I quote, "We have submitted a comprehensive file of evidence to the Crown Prosecution Service for advice as part of an investigation into a series of alleged criminal offences which saw 3 police officers injured at Manchester Airport in July. Greater Manchester Police Major Incident Team investigators, led by a highly experienced senior investigating officer, have been thoroughly investigating the incident. 4 men remain on police bail. A separate and independent investigation into our officers' actions by the Independent Office for Police Conduct remains ongoing. That tells me that they are far more interested in the conduct of their officers than they are at these 2 thugs who kicked off, assaulted them and broke a female copper's nose. Now surely if the police were really taking this incident seriously, those 2 guys would be in custody, but they're not. I wonder why. Are they scared of another riot, perhaps, if they get convicted? Who knows, but if you compare how the police have treated these 2 thugs, who are currently enjoying their freedom after committing a violent crime against police officers, and not just police officers, armed police officers. Like I said, they're lucky to be alive. And how the police have treated people who have said things on Facebook, on social media, posting memes, etc. And how they've treated Jess Phillips and Nick Lowes, who I believe through their social media engagement encouraged far-left extremist groups to go out and riot. Then yeah, you are absolutely correct in assuming that there is indeed 2-tier policing as well as 2-tier tweeting. And there we go. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'm Paz49. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. If you haven't yet, shame on you. Why not? And until the next time, Roger Trout.